Hello and welcome to this new video. In this video, we will see 5 commands that you need in order to get information about your system. So when you are using Linux, everything you need to know is a few commands away. Whether you want to know something about security, network, disk space, users, or anything else. All the details you need to know are at your fingertips, and we will see in this video 5 commands to help you gather these information. So let's get started. Sometimes you might want to know what version of the kernel is running on your machine. Maybe you want to check to see if it's the latest version. Or maybe your hypervisor is having problems and you need to know which kernel is currently loaded. For example, you might hear about a vulnerability that has been discovered in a particular kernel, and you want to know if this vulnerability affects your system. And if so, you obviously want to upgrade immediately. So to find out what kernel is running on your Linux machine, you just need to run the command uname with the R option, which stands for kernel release. So what you need to do is just type uname space -r. Sometimes you might need to know the details about the CPU on your machine. In this case, the command LSCPU can get you the information you need. This command lists out information like architecture, number of cores, vendor ID, model name, CPU family, threads per core, cores per socket, sockets, flags, and so on and so forth. So to find out this information in your terminal, just type LSCPU. And this is the list of all the information that this command can get you. So for example, this part here is the architecture. This is the vendor ID. This is the model name, 12th generation Intel Core i7 1265U. CPU family, threads per core, flags, caches, vulnerabilities, and so on and so forth. By the way, this is a virtual machine, so this machine has only part of the CPU, not the whole CPU dedicated to it. So as you can see, this is a very useful command. The third command we will see today is the LSBLK command. LSBLK command is the command that you need to know when you want to know where a drive is mounted. Because when you have multiple drives on a single system, it can be a little bit confusing as to which is mounted to what directory. So the LSBLK command simplifies this issue for you and makes it easier. So you will be able to see each disk name, for example SDA1, and where it is mounted. It also can tell you how big is a disk, which is sometimes useful because sometimes you know how big a disk is, but you don't know its name. So to view this information, just run the command LSBLK and you will see all the information you need to know. So as you can see, for each disk you see the name, the size, the type, and the mount point or the mount points. You can also use this command to get information about a specific drive. For example, lsblk/dev/sda1. So it also works. The DMIDecode command is a very important command to gather system information. This command allows you to dump the DMI table contents into a human readable form This command not only gives you a description of your system and what it is made of, but also it gives you information, things like what is the fastest CPU supported, what is the maximum CPU memory supported. So it can be it gives you information that can be very useful. If you run the command sudo DMIDecode alone, it will print a lengthy list of information, most of which you probably don't need. So you can limit the output of this command by using the option -t space system. So let's try this. So let's do, I don't need to do here because I'm root. So I'm going to do DMIDecode -t space system. So you see the list of information it gives me. This is not very lengthy, but if I try DMIDecode just by itself, it should give me much more information. As you can see, I'm scrolling and still can't find the beginning of the output. So you get the idea. It depends on whether you want to see everything or you want to see just limited information. So if I go back to the command with the option -t system, so if we look at this, there is a section for system information, and here you see VMware, because this is a VMware workstation virtual machine. This section here is dedicated to system log information, and below it, this section is system reset. Things like watchdog timer, boot option, reset count, reset limit, etc., etc. And this part here is about system boot information, and the status is no errors detected. And the DMIDecode command without any options gives you much more details, and as I said, probably much more than you need. The last and fifth command that we will see today is the LSUSB command. Sometimes you find yourself with USB issues. Either, for example, you have so many USB peripherals connected to your machine and you are not sure what was what, or sometimes you need to know the official name of a device that was plugged in. In this case, there is one command that you can use, which is LSUSB. If you run this command without any arguments, it will display all USB devices attached to your computer. So let's try this, LSUSB. So you see, this is the list of USB devices connected to my machine. There is one argument that you can add to this command, which is the T argument. So if you do LSUSB -T, it should give you this information as a tree, which includes the port number. So let's try this. So as you can see, this is displayed as a tree and with the port number included. So there you have it. These are the 5 commands that you need to know in order to gather information about your system, whether you are troubleshooting or just needing details about your computer. These 5 commands can be very helpful for you. And as you probably know, in Linux, if you need more information about any command, just use the command man. So if you need more information about the uname command, just do man uname and you will get all the information you need. I hope this video was helpful for you, and thank you for watching.